Okay, guys, you're all here for the fraction benchmarks. Okay, benchmarks were those things that we measure things against. How many remember that? A ruler we measure a what with? A foot, right? It has the 12 inches. Well, we're going to have a few other benchmarks. First, I need to give you this. I can estimate and reason about the answer to an addition or subtraction problem using benchmark fractions. But I need you guys to read it. 3, 2, 1.
I can estimate and reason about the answer to an addition or subtraction problem using benchmark fractions.
What? Turn to your partners and what does that mean? Talk.
It means, yes, Ashton. We're also using, yes, we're using benchmarks too.
Muscle man. Ava, stand up and tell us what it was that you guys talked about.
It means to explain your answer that you got,
Why would I need to explain it?
so you know why you got it, to prove that it's right.
Prove that it's right. So how about that word reason? That's not proof. What does reason mean? That's the part that's getting you guys. So here I'm going to reason something for you. I have 1/2 of a cow. I only like pieces of cow. And then I have 7/8 of a cow. Right? So I'm going to estimate. This is half. This is almost 1. So I have 3 cows. Is that a good reason? Is it a reasonable answer? What, Kylan? Why is it not reasonable?
Because it's 1/2 and 7/8.
So I'm close to what? She's saying I'm closer to 1.5, not 3. That reason means, is my answer reasonable? Saying I had 3 cows was not reasonable because I had almost 1 and then I only had 1/2. That reason means, is my answer reasonable for when you guys do your double checks? Okay? That was not a reasonable answer for me to have. That's what this means. Is my answer reasonable? Did I just add those pieces of a cow up and get way too many or way too little? It means, am I reasonable? You guys okay with that? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to do one, then we're going to do one together, those of you who are not watching me. Lana and Liam each have a lemon. How many lemons do they have? Show me with your fingers. Oh, good. You know that is one. They need a cup of lemon juice. How many cups do they need? Okay. To make hummus for a party, Lana squeezes 1/2 cup from her lemon, and Liam squeezes 2/5 of a cup from his lemon. Do they have enough lemon juice? The first thing I'm going to do is underline everything I need. They have 1/2 cup, I'm underlining. They have 2/5 of a cup, I'm underlining. Do they have enough lemon juice? So I'm going to do my solution sentence. They blank have enough lemon juice. And I can fill in my answer. Now I got to start thinking. There are benchmarks. Our benchmarks for our fractions are 0, 1/2, and 1/2. How many remember that from talking and the other things? Okay. Then I need to write the information I have. Lana has 1/2 cup. Liam has 2/5 of a cup. All right, let's see. 1/2 of a cup is really close to 1/2 of a cup. There's Lana. But now I'm looking at that 2/5. That 2/5, it's not really close to 0 because it's way more than 0. It's nowhere near 1. But 2/5 is pretty close to 1/2. It's pretty close to that half a cup. But I better mark some fifths just to make sure. There's my fifths. And he's got 2 of them. So I'm looking at this, have exactly 1/2 and a little less than a half. And I know that a half plus a half would equal a whole. So I'm saying they're a little bit less than a whole cup. So my estimate is they don't have enough. And pretty much there's my proof, right? Have a whole half and a little bit less. So I don't have enough. Look, they did the same thing as me. 2/5 and a half. Well, here's my reasoning. 2/5 is less than 1/2, and I know I needed 2/2. So was my answer reasonable before I really even proved it? 1/2, less than 1/2? I'm pretty reasonable with that. Are we good with this? Okay, we're gonna try one together using these benchmarks. How many of you brought your markers? Oh, how many of you did not? Remember, when you come into class, you need to have your markers. How many need a marker?
Nope. Couldn't get it too high.
Calvin, find yours. Remember, I'm going to need all of these back. Sorry, dude. Everybody have a marker? Okay, I need you to have your number line with 0, 1/2, and 1. And we're going to talk through a few of these. When you're ready, both hands on your head. 0, 1/2, and 1. Now notice I put the other marks in to show the fifths. I've still got to prove it, guys, when I do it. So do you. Okay, hands are down. Here we go. So in the following, we're going to compare each of the fractions to a benchmark. 2/5 was close to what, everybody? 1/2. 7/8 would be close to? 1/100th would be close to what? 0. Very good. Then we're going to model on a number line. But here's the one thing I need you to remember. I'm going to have 0, 1/2, and 1, but I'm also going to have 1 exactly, less than 1, 1.5, 2. What would come next?
2.5.
What would come next?
3.
What would come next?
3.5.
Okay, you can all answer, and we're good with this. Do you understand that they're still the same benchmark fractions? Because it's still a 0, a 1/2, or a whole. There's just more than one whole. Okay. Now, the first question you're going to talk to each other about is which benchmark fraction is each add-in closest to? Add-in is this added to this. Those two things are called add-ins, and then there's a sum for the answer. Donald and Daisy, yes, the ducks, ordered 2 small combination pizzas. Donald ate 5/6 of a pizza, and Daisy ate 1/2 of a pizza. All I want you right now, and I'll read the rest of it in a minute, is tell me, with your partners, you're going to talk, tell me each of those fractions, 5/8 and 1/2, what benchmark are they closest to? Talk.
1 and 1.
Talk to each other. Nike.
Just do it!
Okay, I'm going to take this back table. Give me a volunteer. Stand up and tell me Donald's is closest to what? Go, Christian, thanks.
Donald is
Closest to?
1.
How many agree? How many think it's something different? But can you tell me why you think it's closest to 1?
Because one half would be 3, and it's more.
1/2 of what would be 3, buddy?
6.
3 6. And you have how many 6?
5, 6.
So it's only what away from 1?
2. Wait, what?
1 what?
1.
1/6 away from 1. It's only 1/6 away from 1. 5/6 away from 0. And he said it's 2/6 away from half. He got that, didn't he? So it's closest to 1. I'll take a volunteer from this table to tell me what Daisy is closest to. Go ahead, Calvin.
1/2.
How many agree? Okay, that one was pretty easy. So now, here's the question. Did they eat closer to 1 whole pizza or 1 1/2 pizzas? Okay, and then how do you know? We just said Donald ate close to 1 pizza, and Daisy ate close to half a pizza. So now, whisper in your hand. Did they eat closer to 1 whole pizza or 1 1/2? Whisper in your hand. Throw it out the door.
1 1/2.
There's our estimate. Now together, we're going to draw it and prove it. But I need for you to stop for a minute. I need you to look at me. We forgot to put Daisy, 1/2 pizza. Donald, 5/6. We said close to 1/2 and close to 1. Everybody okay with that? Put your pens down for 1 second. But this is halves and this is 6. Put your pens down, guys. So we need to show some 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have them in 6? That's what you're going to need to do to prove. So I'm giving you 2 minutes with your partners to prove that our estimate of 1 1/2 is correct. Don't forget, you need a solution sentence. Do it now. Work. You guys are so boring. Thanks. Go. I'm coming around, so let's see what you're doing. Show me on your number lines what you're going to get. I'm going to say this is 1/6, and I'm going to go over here and say this is 5/6. I'm not going to mark any others. That proves it well enough for me, right? And then you're going to show me how much Donald ate, and then you're going to show me how much Daisy ate. Jillian, this looks good for this. Where's Donald? Can you show me Donald on another color or below? Show both. Yes, Ash, that's exactly what I want. And then you'll show me Daisy. Okay. Did Daisy only eat 1/6?
I don't know. She ate 1/2.
How much did she eat?
1/2.
1/2. Okay. Yes. That's perfect, Mia. That one doesn't work very well, does it? I'll get you another one, bud. I'll take that guy back. Are we good? Oh, girls. But now, see, I like that. I like it like that, and I like it underneath. So that one looks really good, too. Are you good? Yeah. Both hands on your head. That looks fantastic. Well, okay. So I love that you did it like this and you're showing the things. My problem is that it doesn't show, like you're saying right to there, but it doesn't show that he started here and did it all. So when you're doing them, can you do it this way and then maybe hers on the bottom? Is that okay? Okay. Solution sentence really quick and let's be back. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. I'm going to count down when I get to 15. Yeah. Close to 1.5 what? Oh. Okay, put your pins on top of your head. Cap them. Hurry. Set them down. Eyes are right here. here are the things I saw. I saw somebody come over here and say they had 5, 6, and look, they labeled it Donald, so anybody would know what it meant. When you're doing this on your own, maybe if you had 2 colored pencils, it would work really well. Daisy ate half. Well, Donald only needed this much more for a whole pizza. So I could take this little piece and move it right over there, right?
Yep.
And the whole pizza and almost a half. Because now I have 2 6. And Christian over there told us that's pretty close to half. So was our estimate of 1 1/2 pizzas proven by our number lines? Do you see how benchmarks help us to know whether we're even close or in the ballpark? The other question said, how did you use your benchmark fractions to get your answers? Somebody said, stand up and tell me. How did you use the benchmarks? How did they help you? Go, Em.
By using a number line and labeling all the parts to it.
So the benchmarks, you set them there and it helped you make your parts. How many agree with that? That those benchmarks helped you set your parts. Okay, so we already wrote our answer. And did your model prove it? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Now, how many of you think you can do one on your own? But if you do it on your own, I'm going to want you to come up here if I choose your model and do it on the board. Can we do that? Now, on this one, though, I need everybody to stop. The next one coming, I need to see all the parts. I need to see not what you underline, because I don't want you to rewrite it. I want to know what's important. Nope, I have a few eyes not here. I want to know what's important. I want your answer statement. And I want the correct, these are called intervals. 0, 1/2, and 1, but 8s or 12s or 5ths or whatever you have. Do you think you can do it? Yeah. If you need to do it in different colors like I do, can you borrow your partners to do the second color? How about that? Will that work for you? How many are ready? But remember, you're going to come up to me when I choose you and be able to explain. That's what Ava told us, to be reasonable. How many are ready? How many are So those of you who are go over to that table. The rest of you are going to try it on your own. Quick move. 5, 4. I think most of you have this, but if you need that, go over there. I've got you. Okay, here we go. Hurry, sit. Here we go. I'm going to read it out loud to you. Here are the questions you have to answer. Which benchmark fraction is each add-in closest to? Remember, the add-in is this added to this. How'd you use your benchmark fractions to obtain or get your answer? What did you write as your answer? And how does your model prove it? Are you ready? I'm going to read it once out loud to you. On Saturday, Sonia and Talisha will run in a 6-mile relay race. They have been training for 6 months and can now run 2 2/3 miles without stopping to walk. Will the girls be able to run the full distance of the race without walking? And how do you know? Now, thumbs up or thumbs down, is this number line going to work for me? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Oh, good. Maggie, why won't this one work for me?
Because it's
Yes, say what you were going to say. It's how many miles?
It's 6 miles.
So you have to have your 6 miles, guys. 0 to 6 miles. Do you need those halves in there? What's half of 6 miles?
3.
There's my 3. Do you know what you have to do? And then they run 2/3 of a mile. Do you have to do some intervals of that? Okay, I'll come back up here. You guys start working while I help them. Be ready to show me, though. All right, guys, I'm going to do 1 on here. Can I do 1 on here and we can go erase this one? That's okay. You're going to do it. Can you move this off for me? Can I move this and we can just stand? Hannah, how many miles do the girls have to run the race? How long's the race? 6 miles. Watch. So here is my 0 miles. Here is my 6 miles. Christian earlier told us that half of 6 was 3. There's my 3 miles. Do I need 1, 2, 4, and 5 in here? Miles. Here's my first mile. There's my second mile. Third, fourth, fifth. But I need my halves. Do you remember? So this is a half. Ashton, what's this? No, it isn't.
That's 1.
No, it isn't. 1. Very good, Christian. So now, Ash, what's right here?
2.
Very good. Ava, 3.5. 4.5. Thanks, Austin. Tell him.
5.5.
Does everybody understand so far what I've done?
Yes.
Now, first of all, we're going to write what we know. Austin, what's one thing we know from up there?
That there's 6 miles and
6 miles for the whole race. What else do we know, Sam? Okay, do I need to know that? No? Okay, so Sonia can go how far? What, 2 2/3 miles without stopping. Talisha can do the same thing. 2 2/3 miles without stopping. Now I need my answer statement. Who thinks they can tell me what the answer statement? Ava? Don't give the answer, just how would I turn it into it? Run the full distance, okay, without stopping. Because Austin said something really good. Sam, I'm sorry. She said they can run 2 2/3 miles without what, Sam? Without stopping, right? To walk, without walking. But here's my problem here, and this is the part you have trouble with, Ava. Yeah, you get this part. So we have to get our benchmark. Christian, 2 2/3, is it close to 2, 2.5, or 3? It's close to 3, isn't it? It's only 1/3 away from 3. So we're close to what, Christian?
6.
Close to 3 and close to 3. Hannah, in order to do the whole thing, I have to have exactly what? Okay, guys, close to 3, close to 3. Do you think they can do the whole thing without walking? You say no? What do you say?
No.
What do you say?
No.
Why?
Because they only have 3.
Because it's almost 3 and 3. But now I need my thirds, guys, so I'm going to use another color and break my 1 into thirds. I'm going to forget these colors, Ava. I have this. Okay, I'm going to turn them into thirds. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Okay, that shows how they're supposed to be, just like this. There's all my thirds. Does everybody see them?
Yep.
Okay. You, Ava, the first girl runs 2 and what? Here's 1/3. Here's, so this is, yeah, Hannah sees. There's Sonia. The other girl ran it, but it's going to be kind of hard for me on here. So I'm going to go from this side. 1, 2, and 1 2/3. Now look at my picture. Did they run this?
No.
They
They're
didn't.
1 off.
They had this. They're 1 what?
1 half.
No.
1 little.
Look, and they had to walk there. So they're 1 1/3. They're 1/3 short of walking the whole thing. So right here, Austin, you gave me the thing. Austin, what am I going to put here? They are not able. They're not. Do you see how the benchmarks helped me? I said close to 3, but not 3 and 3. So I didn't make my 6. Does this prove it, Hannah? Hang on. Does this prove it? Tell me how it proves it. Because I have this that they didn't what? They didn't know. Now ask your question. Yes. Yes. So watch what I'm going to do. But here I have to be careful because I have to count holes. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. That's one hole. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Then I would have had enough. Oh, I went 3. That's why. So 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. That's a hole. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. That's a hole. But then I need 2/3. I keep going 3. It's easier to go the other way. Oh, yeah, see, look, we could go 2 and 2/3 again right there. Right? And we're golden. Yes? See, sometimes the pictures are hard for me too. That's why the estimates are so much better for me. I have a little bit less than 3 and a little bit less than 3, so I can never get to 6. So when that question says, how did you use your benchmarks? That's how I did. I estimated and said, that's not quite 3, so I'll never make it to 6. Yes? Okay, go on back. Who's ready to show me? Who's ready to come up and show me what they did? You ready, Lauren? Okay, let everybody get back. 5, back, 4, 3, 2, come on up. So you're going to tell me what to write, and I'm going to put it up here. So what was the information I needed? Guys, eyes are here, please. Sonia. Without. And? Talisha. Okay. How much do they have to run all together? Okay, she's saying the whole race, guys, who are still with me. The race is 6 miles. What am I writing down here? They what? Okay, run the race without walking, right? The whole race. Without walking. Now, I want you to tell me your benchmarks. Is this close to what? Nope, the whole thing. It's close to what? The whole thing? This is 2, sweetie. 2 and? She's saying these are close to 2 1/2. How many agree? Okay. I also had somebody say it's really close to 3. How many agree? So could we use it either way? We're going to say her 2 1/2. So she says close to 2 1/2 and close to 2 1/2. Does that equal 6? Little more, little less, almost the same? Almost. Do you hear the words she's saying? She said it's almost 3 and almost 3. So what's your answer here? Can they run the whole race without walking? You say no. Why? Hey, great job. Give her a hand, guys. Now I'm going to do this up here. But I need your eyes here. I have a few of you not looking. Close to 3, close to 3. 2 1/2, 2 1/2. If they split this race in half, how much does each girl need to run? Kylie, 3 what? Did they make 3 miles, guys? I still need a few of you here. Did they make the 3 miles each? So her benchmark fractions said almost 3, but not quite. So they'll never be able to run it. How many agree? Okay, who wants to come draw my picture? Kylie, you want to do it? Come on up. Here we go, guys. Can I put the other holes in for you and use your things? Okay. Make it a little easier for you. Okay, I need you as you go to talk and tell me what you've done. Guys, eyes are here. Pins down.
So there's 2/3, so it's going to be
Very good. She did each hole into thirds. She just stayed away from the halves. So you're saying close to 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go. You don't have to mark them all. You can stop right there and I'm golden. Okay. 3/3?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're going to stop stop for 1 second because this is the part we're gonna get mixed up on. I lost my deal. We're gonna stop right here. This is absolutely 1/3, and this is 2/3. This is 3/3. So this is 1 and what? That's the part we need. Okay, so stop right there. What's this right here? 2 and 2. 2 and 1/3. Okay, now mark your first one for me. But we have to be careful when we're numbering those, right? You don't need to number them, honey. You can just mark them. You don't have to number them all. I get you. So how much did Sonia run? How far did Sonia run? Not how much. Okay, show me my mark. Okay, guys, she's saying, whoops. There's Sonia. How many agree? Okay, use another color and show me Talisha. Exactly the same. Are you good? But on this one, thank you very much. Can you see very well how far they ran?
No.
Okay, watch this. It's hard for me to count this way, but not this way. 1, 2, and 2/3. Here's my other girl. So I'm saying this is Talisha. This is Sonia. This little bit, they had to do what, everybody? They had to walk. Is everybody okay with that? Now, this says, does my model prove that they couldn't do it? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Yes? We're going to keep trying, guys, because I can still see that a few of you are struggling. Well, what I want you to do is take your hands off your faces, sit up straight, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And each one of you is going to do this. I need the important information. I need your statement. And I need for you to be able to answer all of those questions. Are you ready? Here we go. Max had 2 cakes at his birthday party. Max is a very lucky boy. His friends ate 7/8 of the chocolate cake and 3/4 of the red velvet cake. Did they eat closer to 1.5 cakes or closer to 2 whole cakes? Now, I'm going to let you draw it in a minute, but I want everybody right now to look at me. Look at me. We're going to go to the first one. The chocolate cake, 7/8 of it. 7/8 was eaten. Is that close to 0? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Everybody has to be doing this. 7/8. Close to 0? Close to 1/2? Close to 1. Okay, so we're saying they ate almost the whole cake. 3/4. Close to 0? Okay. Close to 1/2? Close to 1. Most of you are going this way, but it's right smack in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're saying close to 1. We're not sure about that 3/4. Close to 1 or 1.5. Now we have to decide by our picture, are we closer to 1.5 or 2 whole cakes? Now do your information and your number lines. Go. I'll be right with you. I'm going to mark it up here for us.
Can we do 2 number lines for both of them?
You know what? I wouldn't mind 2 number lines, one right next to each other. I think that would show really well. Ash, thanks. That was a good suggestion. I like it. Don't forget that I want to know what you decide. Are you saying 3/4 is closer to 1/2? Or are you saying 3/4 is closer to 1? Remember, there's an argument for either one. But remember, your number line also has to be from 0 to 2 because we're trying to see if they ate 1.5 cakes or 2 cakes. Yes, this is what I want, writing these. Now, will you put your estimate next to it? What are you estimating them? You have to tell me whether you're estimating 3/4 as a half or 3/4 as a whole. I'm actually going to do 2 number lines like Ashton suggested and see if that helps us. So I'm going to do the first one as 1, and I'm going to do the second one as 1 and see if that helps me, because I liked Ashton's question. Don't forget my estimation though. What are you saying this one's closest to? Put your estimate right here. What's it closest to? 0? No. What are you saying it's closest to? 7/8. It's really close to 0? Okay, hang on. No, honey, you're trying to see how much they ate, not how much is left. So to there, no. So, no, look. This equals 1 whole, correct? They ate this much of it. Did they eat almost a whole cake? Or next to nothing of the cake? They ate almost what? They ate almost 1 whole cake. You're not trying to see what's left, but what they ate. They ate almost a whole cake, right? Okay. This one's 3/4. Is that close to 0? Close to 1/2? Or close to 1? Okay. And so now you're going to go and show me. But do you have to make some fourths in order to do this one? Yeah? Well, how would I make fourths? Right in the middle. Very good. And so what's 3/4? This is 1/4. What's this? How many fourths? 1/4. 2/4. This one. Yep. So that's how much they ate of the first cake. You said it was close to 1. Is it very close to 1? Yes, but is it very close to a half as well? It's the same distance, right? Okay. But now you have to make 8s. If this made them 4ths, how would it make it 8s? Split them in half again. Good. Very good. So this has to go like this. So now, this is 1 what? 8. And this is 2 8s. Show me 7 8s. So go 1. And watch. It doesn't matter. Watch. Look, 1. Very good. 2. 7 8s. So this is my 3/4 of the red velvet. This is my 7 8s of the chocolate. Were they closer to 1.5 or were they closer to 2? What do you say? Closer to what? Closer to 1 whole? Okay. So what does this say to me? And why did we turn into 12s? 8s can't go to 12s, buddy. Where did you get the 12s? Oh, except that's not how we add fractions. You have to have same size pieces. So can I show you something? Here's my first guy. And we're going to say this is our first cake. And the first cake they ate what? I'm going to say 3/4. How do I make this 4th? How can I make this 4th? It's in 2 pieces. How do I make it cut into 4 pieces? Oh, very good. So this is what? 1. Very good. So this is what? How many 4ths? Very good. What does that make this guy? Very good. So is this the first cake that they ate? Okay. Well, now I'm going to show you something. Let's just make it again. But now, I don't want it in 4ths. What do I want it in? 8s. If splitting it twice made it into 4ths, splitting it into what would make it 8s? Okay, watch. 4ths. Right? Oh, and so you said 3/4 was close to 1. Well, what was 7/8? Close to what? Okay, so show me the 7/8 on this. This is 1/8, where's my 7/8? Very good. So, mark how much he ate. So this is almost 1, but not quite. And this is almost 1, but not quite. You said it was closer to what? 1 and? Does this prove it? Okay, because if this was turned into 8s, I would have how many 8s in a fourth? How many 8s in a fourth? 2. So could I take those 2 and put them right here? Now I have 1 whole, and now I have 1 8, 2 8s, 3 8s, 4 8s. So I have 1 and 5 8s. What's that close to? Close. Very good. So does that do you approve? All right, guys, your eyes are here. Oh, cap your pins. Set them down. Austin, do you say I'm closer to 1.5 or 2? Do you say closer to 2? Why? What did you see?
I think it's whichever one you choose because the red velvet is in between 1/2 and 1, and the chocolate is close to 1.
Okay, so he's saying 3/4, because here's my 1/4. That makes this 3/4. He says that's smack dab in between 1.5, right in the middle. He said 7/8 was very, very close to 1. But how many, Kylan, how many 8s in a 1/4? 2. So what if I took these 2 8s and stuck them up here? How many 8s do I have left, guys? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in reality, it was 1 and 5 8s. Can I also have an argument for 1.5? I could. It just depends on how you guys estimate it. Right? But it is 1/8 away from 1.5. And how many 8s away from 2? 3 8s. So is it closer to 2 or closer to 1.5 in reality? 1.5. But that's okay, because you guys can say, all I said was close to 1 and close to 1. Hannah?
I did it a different way.
You did it a different way?
Yeah, I did only one.
She did one number line and added on. But can it work either way? The one number line, now that I've tried it, Ash, for you, which one was easier, even though you suggested this, to show a full number? 1 or 2?
1.
1 is easier. But is it okay to try something new? It is. Okay, guys, here we go. Ellie and Piper are making a string art project for their grandma. They need 5 meters of string for the project. Ellie has 3 7/8 meter of blue string, and Piper has 1 3/4 meters of white string. We will not be drawing this. You're only going to reason it with benchmark. Look at me. They need 5 meters. Do your benchmarks for 3 7/8 in your head and 1 3/4, and then tell me, do they have enough? But you're going to talk to your partners, and I want a lot of talking. Can you do this for me? Okay, talk. Do your benchmarks. This is group. I need this group all talking all together. Okay? So get in there and just give me your benchmarks. Okay, stop with the drawing, put it away. I just want all of you talking. Just tell me what you say they're closest to. Can we get it? Don't worry about erasing, just do your benchmarks. But I want everybody to talk. Okay, what are we saying here? Why do you think you have 5 meters? Oh, here's what I've heard. Yes.
It's closer to 5.
5 and then looking closer to half is also closer to really close.
Okay, but if you're saying 7/8 is almost what?
Good try.
Yeah, and 3/4 is almost what?
Together. Well, maybe
So does that give your logic? Okay, so you three girls in a minute decide who's gonna talk and explain what you just said. And you don't have to say the 2/8 or whatever. They have the 3, they have the 1, and they have almost and almost. I can make that other one, yes? Somebody different if you have an argument. She's already talked a bunch. What do you do?
I don't know why this is.
Almost 1. Almost 1. When you do this number line, yes, you would have to. But I am this far away from 1, and I'm only this far away from 1. Do I have another whole 1? Okay. Muscle man. In any test you take, you would have to draw the number line. But all I want is reasonableness on this one. So these girls, one of them right now, is going to come up and explain. Ellie, thanks. Okay, listen to her reasoning. Tell me your benchmarks first, what they're closest to, then tell me. You can start with the 3 and the 1 now.
The 1 and the 3 are the closest to the.
So you have how many yards of the blue?
We have.
How many whole yards?
We have 3.
Okay, she's saying she has 3 whole yards. Then how many whole yards in the other?
And then we have 1.
So you have how many whole yards?
4 whole.
There's her non-estimation. Those of you not looking up here, sir.
Sorry.
She says she has 4 whole yards right now. Now she's going to use her benchmark fractions. What do you have of the blue? You can look up if you need to.
3, 7, and 7, 8.
So she has 7/8 of a yard, and that's very close to.
1.
She's almost at a 1. Here it is. Then what do you have?
Then we have 1 and 3.
Just the 3/4.
3/4.
Of a yard of white, and that's close to what?
1.
Guys, she's saying she's this far away from a whole yard and only this far away from a whole yard. If you add them together, do you get another whole yard?
Yeah.
These girls say absolutely they have enough. How many agree? That was a good way. So here's what they did. They took their whole numbers. 3 whole yards, 1 whole yard. I have 4 yards of ribbon. I have 4 whole yards. 7/8 is about as close as you can get to a yard, only 1/8 away. Then I have 3/4 of a yard, and that's really close. Even if I say it's a half is more than 1/8 that I need right here, right? So she says, we have enough, and you guys agreed. All right? I don't know if I have one more. I just want you to practice the very top one. Then I think you guys are going to be ready for your test. Hang on one second. Yes, Ash. Oh, what did your table say? Your table said not enough? Somebody stand up and say your reasoning.
I said it was more than enough. Yeah.
So who says not enough? Okay, but did you see my reasoning then? So now do you agree with me or what you had before? Then I'm going to show you that on a number line. Are you okay with that? The rest of you, number 1 on your desk and be ready to prove to me you've got it. Come on, darling. We're actually going to do a number line for you. Wait, Muscle Man. Is it okay that she didn't understand, she didn't quite agree, and she needs proof?
Yes.
That's what the number lines are for. Okay, go ahead and work. Come on, Finn. Okay, Lauren, sorry.
Are we talking
Come on.
ways?
Yep, talk about the top one. All right, honey, here's what I
I
have.
think it's close to
It says I have 3 and 7. Yes?
But
I have 1 and 3/4. So give me,
I said yes.
okay, this, give me your estimate. Do they at least have 4 holes? Okay, so all I'm going to do is try to add these up to see if I have another whole yard. Is that okay? So here's my 0, here's my 1/2, and here is my 1. Are you golden with that? So I know for sure I have 4. All right, no problem. Is 7/8 closer to 0, 1/2, or 1?
One or one and
Okay,
one half. So it's
so I'm gonna do my
asking
marks.
what it's closer to, not if it's closer to one or not.
It's 6. I have a hard time with this. There's my 4. So you see my 8s. And then I went here. So show me with this 7/8. That is way more than 8s. And I'm drawing it upside down. Maybe I should be more careful. So this is
There's nothing you're erasing.
3 8s. No, I don't have that 8 here. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, show me 7/8. So start here and show me the 7/8. 7/8. And this is 1. Okay. Do I still have 3/4? Okay. So I'm going to do 1 and 1/2 right here and 2. Okay. So these need to be in what? Fourths. I'm going to go over here. Are they in fourths now? Okay. But I need them to be in 8s in order to do this, right? So I'm going to say this is 1 and 1/4. See, this is going to be hard this way. But 3/4 is, let's just do it on here. So this was, I do it in fourths. This is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. If I added even this little piece to here, what do I have more than? No, I have more than 1.
Oh yay, I estimated right.
1 more.
Ashton,
do I
you
have enough?
estimated right.
Now do you see why?
You need to do your work to prove that you.
Muscle man, we're out of time, but I need you to look at me. Stop right here, guys. Not out there. I need you to look at me. At the end of this PowerPoint in your pathway is a quiz. If you think you can do it, tomorrow take the quiz. If you don't, who are you going to come back to and ask? Me. Do we have this already? Sam, in just a minute, you're going to push that button. How many are feeling like really good? You get this and you can take tests. Good, have the habit. How many are right here and just need a little bit more from me? So you can come back tomorrow? Sam, go ahead and hit that. You guys did a great job. You can go on out.